Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to LaDenser Crochets. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to my channel and you're going to enjoy a lot of crochet tutorials. In this one, we're going to be making a maxi cover-up skirt that I hope you're going to enjoy making just as much as I did. It's a very simple cover-up. You're going to be done in a few hours. For this project, you're going to need any medium weight yarn of your choice, a 4mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a measuring tape. Begin with a slip knot and chain 3. After the 3 chains, pull your hook from the chain and put it through the first chain like this and through to the chain that you are working. Then continue chaining, and you're going to chain until you get your hip measurements. Whatever chain you're making should be a multiple of 4. When you're measuring the hips, do not stretch it out so much because this is a cover up. It doesn't have to be tight. So chain a multiple of 4 to fit your hip measurement. I've just done 128 chains for a hip measurement of 40, and I'm going to measure this, and because it's folded into 2, when I measure it I should get to 20 inches when slightly stretched. We are stretching very slightly because we don't want a cover up that is too tight. So when I stretch this out a little bit, it gets me to 20 inches right there, and that's what I'm working with. After that, I'm going to add one more chain, then pull through to connect the chain into a round like that. Now we begin round 1 by chaining 3, and the chain 3 will act as our first double crochet. So we're not going to work into this first stitch. We yarn over, go into the next stitch with a double crochet, into the next one, do a double crochet. So into every chain place 1 double crochet. At the end of this round, I should have a total of 129 double crochets. Yours should be whatever you've gotten plus 1. So if it's 100, it will be 100 plus 1, which is 101. If it's 120, it will be 121. So keep going, placing 1 double crochet into every chain till you get to the end of round 1. I'm in the last chain, and therefore we complete the round by slip stitching on top of the first chain 3 stitch. So count 3 stitches onto the third one. We're counting 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then slip stitching onto the third one to complete that round. We're going to chain 1 and turn. Now this, whatever we have, will be our waistband, and that's where we're going to attach our drawstring. Now we begin working the main part. And after chaining 1, you place a single crochet into that first stitch, chain 5, then skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into the 4th one, place a single crochet, chain 5, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, do a single crochet into the 4th one, chain 5, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the 4th one, chain 5 again, skip 3, single crochet into the 4th one. Then keep going like this till you come to the end of that round. At this point I have 3 stitches remaining, so I'm just going to chain 5, and then to complete this row we slip stitch into the first single crochet that we made after skipping the last 3 stitches. Round 2 is done. At this point we're not going to turn like we turned after the first round. We're just going to be working in rounds. Now then slip stitch onto the first chain right there, slip stitch onto the second, and slip stitch onto the third. Then go in between right there and do a single crochet, and that will be our beginning point. You can get a stitch marker and mark that point. Mark the first point. This is where we'll do our last slip stitch when you come to the end of round 3. Now chain 5, then go in between these stitches and do a single crochet. So you just put your hook through and complete a single crochet right there. Chain 5, in between the chain do a single crochet, chain 5, in between do a single crochet. So we're just going to be chaining 5, then in between the chain from the previous round, go in between and do a single crochet. And you're going to repeat this till you come to the end of this round. When we get to the end, we're going to chain 5, and then we slip stitch at the point where we've marked. So on top of that single crochet, do a slip stitch to complete that round. Chain 1, begin with a single crochet. No, sorry, after chaining 1, we're not chaining 1, we slip stitch. Then on the chain that follows, you're going to slip stitch 1, twice, and a third slip stitch, then in between a single crochet and mark the stitch. If you can remember that stitch without marking, you can do without the stitch marker. Then now we begin in the next round, which is round 4, chain 5, in between do a single crochet, chain 5, and do a single crochet in between the next chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the easy match that you're doing from this point, you're just going to repeat the previous round. The round that we just worked, you're going to repeat it until you have the length of the cover-up skirt that you want. So keep repeating these rounds, just single crochets and chains, and I'll meet you once I'm done with mine and tell you how many rounds I'll have done. You're going to continue working the rounds as you measure the length, and when you're measuring the length, do not stretch your work. You measure without stretching. I needed a length of 45 inches and I did 46 rounds actually, 46 rounds in order to get to that. This is how we measure. Here is the top part. So what I do is Just go on, measure like this without stretching. And as you can see, I'm at 44. It stretches a little bit, so it will stretch and even get to 47, but you don't want to stretch it out. Just do the length that you want. If it becomes a bit longer, then that is well and good. At this point, I'm done with the main part. I'm going to do a chain that we're going to attach to the waistband to draw it together, because we've been working with the hip measurements. To work the drawstring, I double up my strands and begin with a slip knot. Then I'll do a chain of 200. My 200 chains are ready and ready to be attached to the waist of the skirt. So what I do, I get a darning needle and put this chain through. Then now we're going to attach it to the skirt. Just get the top part and determine where you want to be the front part of your skirt. Put your darning needle through, go through 2 stitches on the inside, 1 stitch on top, 2 on the inside, 1 on top, 2 on the inside, like that. Then pull through. Once you're done attaching your drawstring, you can decide whether you want it to be on the inside or on the outside. Then what I do at the end is I do a knot that is close to the stitches, then another knot on the other side, then you cut off the remaining tails, the tails that remain hanging at this point. And there we're done with our cover-up skirts. If you've liked the tutorial, please do not forget to comment, leave a like, share, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe, and see you in the next tutorial.